Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Alexa. Welcome. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my tonsillectomy. So I got my tonsils out at 27 years old. I wanted to talk about my experience, how I prepared for it, my tips and tricks for recovery, and things that surprised me post-op. Today is day 11 post-op and I'm feeling pretty good. You can hear in my voice, definitely not 100%, but so much better than I was, thank goodness, because it was rough. So yeah, I figured I would make this video for you. First thing I recommend that helped with surgery recovery so much is being prepared. I took time before the day came, honestly it was like the week before, to prepare everything I needed. I made sure I had everything I needed. I wrote down a list. I'll read it to you guys in a minute in my notebook, and I'll also put everything on the screen for you so you can screenshot whatever you need for surgery if you're getting it. I made a grocery list, I made a smoothie list, I made a checklist of anything extra that we needed, and honestly that alone helped with recovery so freaking much. Like, it would have been so much worse if I wasn't prepared and didn't have the things that I had for the 2 weeks that I've been recovering for. So, pre-surgery checklist. The first section is my recovery center, aka my bed and my room. I made sure that I had everything I needed within reach of my bed because I knew I'd be spending so much time there. And as you can see here, we have extra pillows, phone charger, remote control for the TV, lip balm because you want to keep all your saliva is being sent to your throat to stay hydrated. So like my lips needed some extra care at this time to stay hydrated. It also, like, moving your tongue certain ways hurt, so like licking my lips was a little bit painful at times. Tissues, just in case. Crying, because that did happen. Or like nose, spitting, like anything like that. Medication plus a schedule. Comfy pajamas, extra blanket, clean sheets, pillows, pajamas, blanket. I did all my laundry before just to make sure everything was nice and fresh for when I got home. That was like around my room, everything I needed. I'm trying to think if there's anything extra I wish I had, but oh, a humidifier. I don't know if this is on. It's on another list, but I definitely, having it next to my bed was so helpful, not just in my room. So humidifier by your bed or wherever you're recovering is highly, highly, highly recommended. I really think I would have been in so much more pain if I didn't have my humidifier. I'm still healing, so I'm still feeling it a little bit. The next thing I have is cold things for pain. And yes, pain does come with it. So first we have ice packs for your ears, your neck, your throat, your head, because the pain will radiate. Ice. If you don't have an ice maker, have ice prepared for your drinks, to suck on, anything like that. Popsicles, so helpful. And then a cold compress, which kind of goes along with ice packs, but something soft to put here, because if it's not soft, it won't feel good. The next thing with that I have is clothes. I just needed soft, loose clothes, warm socks, things with a wide neck, nothing tight, because trying to pull it on and off when everything is just swollen, not good. You're going to be in pain. So make sure you have stuff that is loosely fitting, that's clean and ready to go. You can just grab it and change. The next one I have, which is so important, is air plus hydration. So like I said, you want a humidifier. You need a humidifier, especially, well, I had surgery in winter, it's February, so the air was very dry. So the humidifier was so helpful. Like, it's ran out of water, I need to fill it, and I'm already feeling it right now. Water bottle with a straw. Sometimes using the straw was painful, but I have an Awala, so my water bottle, the Awala, if you have one, it has a straw, but it also has like a drink spout. So if the straw was hurting, I could just like drink it instead. But you want huge, you want to have a lot of water with you because hydration is so important to prevent bleeding and to help the scabs fall off safely and within the time frame. Pedialyte, no citrus. Citrus can burn, so anything soothing. I found that the berry frost Pedialyte was the best. And instead of getting like the big bottles, my mom just got the little like packets, and I could just fill my water bottle up with it, so it was perfect. An air purifier, just to keep everything clean and flowing and not to get too much dust, or if you have pets, like hair and just like all of that while you're trying to heal. And a fan, not pointed at you, just kind of oscillating. Again, same idea as the air purifier, just kind of filters the air, makes everything kind of clean and great. The next thing I have are distractions, of course. Comfort shows and movies, books if you read, low effort games that don't take much talking or brain power. I have my Switch, so I did that a lot. I play Sims. I just kind of wrote down a bunch of other things, like doing puzzles, going through my clothes, which I still have to do this week, painting, a notes app or a pad and pen, because sometimes talking for like 3 or 4 days really hurt. Everything is sore. Everything is sore. Like, beside your actual throat, your neck muscles are sore, your jaw is sore, your lip is sore, your tongue is sore. Like, literally everything is sore. So sometimes even just talking and moving my mouth hurts so much. So like, there was one day I didn't talk basically all day. I think it was day 3 or 4. I could barely talk. So I had to use my phone to talk to everybody that day. It was awful. The next section I have is just emergency preparation. Make sure you have your emergency contact, your ENT after hour number saved, what bleeding versus normal looks like, and then also time for meds. Whatever time they gave me everything at the hospital. Like, my mom called later and was like, hey, what time did you give her the pain meds or whatever in the hospital, so that you can rotate properly. Then I had a pre-surgery checklist shopping list that I gave my mom. Yes, and there was a lot on there. I will say there were some surprises with like what I could eat, what felt good what days, and what didn't feel good other days. So this is the shopping list. We have popsicles. Again, no citrus and nothing red, because red equals it looks like blood, so people get confused with bleeding, and then you call the doctor, and then it's a whole thing, because bleeding is like the #1 thing that's not good. Applesauce, drinkable yogurts, vanilla protein yogurt for smoothies, mashed potatoes, bone broth for protein, but also it's just liquid, bananas, avocado, peanut butter, Pedialyte, like I said, pudding, eggs, rice, apple juice for me because I might have type 1 diabetes, and if I had low blood sugar, there's not much I could eat or drink, so I had apple juice and glucose gels for lows, honey, seedless grapes, and then some other tonsil safe food was oatmeal, soup obviously, protein shakes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'll go through in just a minute kind of every day and what I could and couldn't eat and what surprised me. So yeah, so like I said, prepare. You're gonna want to prepare because it sucks. It sucks. And you want to make your life easier ahead of time. Your future self after surgery will thank you, I promise. And then I also made a list of smoothie recipes just because I know what I liked. I knew I wasn't going to make my own smoothies for a few days. So for my mom or friend or whoever's helping you to have that will be so helpful. These are the smoothie recipes I have. Put them on the screen. You can take a screenshot and just kind of, if this is what you like, obviously you can change it and adjust it how you please. I had the banana one definitely the most, the peanut butter banana protein one. I wanted protein, I needed protein because obviously I couldn't get it in any other form, so protein shakes it was. I also bought vanilla protein powder to throw in my smoothies. Yeah, again, to give an extra boost of protein and just feel better. The next thing I will say is mentally prepare to be in a lot of pain. Like a lot of pain. Like no strep throat or ear infection has ever felt how this felt. And like, I don't want to say that to scare you because still do it and still have the surgery and like it's going to suck. You're gonna be in pain and it's gonna feel like it never ends. But it does. It gets better. You just have to wait. And if you need your tonsils out, guaranteed after, like, it'll be so worth it. I have still yet to feel the worth it effectiveness of surgery. We're waiting because I'm still in some pain and like it's still kind of swollen and I can still not fully healed, but the pain does get better even if it doesn't feel like it. So prepare to be in pain, like in all seriousness, like a lot of pain in areas you don't expect it, like I said. So it's not just the throat, but the way they do the surgery, you're in pain in your neck, like literally all here, my ears, my lips, my tongue, like everything hurt. The muscles are sore though. And then obviously your throat's healing and that's sore, but your muscles are sore too. And that surprised me a little bit. I wasn't expecting that much pain everywhere else. Like I was expecting the pain here, obviously the back of my throat, but not everywhere else. So be prepared. Stay up to date with your medication. Like they do everything they tell you and you'll be okay. But also everyone's different. You might not be in as much pain as I was in, or for as long as I was in. Like because of my diabetes, I also heal slower. So sometimes for me things take longer than regular people. Keep that in mind. I also recommend having somebody there for recovery. I don't know what I would have done if I was alone. It was the worst feeling, especially if I was alone. Like I couldn't have done it without my mom, without my boyfriend, without my best friend who came with me for surgery. My mom and her came with me for surgery for the first, second, like surgery day, and then first 2 days post-op. She was amazing, super helpful. So was my mom. My boyfriend was also amazing throughout the whole process. So I just recommend having somebody there with you. Even if somebody's checking on you every day. Like the mornings were the worst for sure. Later in the day, once you drank and hydrated and like took medication, it got better, but the mornings were definitely the worst. Even like now, my mornings are still not great. Next, I'm going to talk about my experience. So I'm going to talk to you about from days 1 to today. Surgery day, I so out of it. Obviously, I slept basically the whole day. I remember leaving. I remember waking up and asking about my blood sugar, apparently like 10 times. I remember putting my pajamas back on, getting in the wheelchair. Don't remember being wheeled out. I remember being wheeled out to like the waiting room. Don't remember being wheeled up to the car. Then I remember getting into the car. Don't remember the drive home at all. Don't really remember coming inside. Sat on the steps once I got inside because I was still nauseous. Made it upstairs, took a nap. My boyfriend FaceTimed me for a little bit just to check on me and say hello. Think I took another nap. Kind of. I was uncomfortable, so I was like in and out of sleep. Dinner that day, I think I had soup. I think. Maybe a smoothie. I don't remember. And then we played categories. Great game to play when I could barely talk. Barely remember that either, but it was fine. It was fun. Day 1 post-op. I drank coconut water and water. My blood sugar was decent today. Everything was swollen. I'll show you guys a picture. My uvula became huge and I could not breathe well, and they didn't tell any of us that. So I was like, Mom, you have to call the doctor. Called the doctor, apparently very normal. And he sent in a steroid prescription for me to take to help with the swelling. I couldn't breathe because of it. My throat was also so swollen. Obviously, it's second day post-op. It was awful. But I had eggs and a smoothie. I felt better later in the day. I had soup with rice. I had more eggs and I had a smoothie. My blood sugar was decent again today, so that was good. The next day, day 2 post-op. Oh my god. This was probably one of the worst days. I felt horrible all day from waking up to going to bed. My throat, neck, tongue, mouth, literally head, ears, like everything was so sore and swollen. I could barely talk. I could barely swallow. I didn't eat like all day. I finally had some soft boiled eggs for dinner and that was fine. This was the Super Bowl. This was Super Bowl Sunday. Had some eggs for dinner. Tried to have sweet potatoes. Couldn't swallow them. They were too thick to swallow. because everything was swollen. My blood sugar was, again, okay this day. Like, I was running high a little bit, but nothing crazy. Day 3 post-op, I felt okay. I woke up sore and swollen again, had a smoothie, but then I felt nauseous, so I took a nap. And then I had eggs for dinner. My blood sugar was pretty high this day. That was not fun. Day 4 post-op, I finally started to feel a little bit better. I was able to leave the house and I ran to a few stores because I didn't take my painkiller. So up until this day, I had to take the painkiller plus Advil, per my doctor, don't worry. I had a smoothie, soup, and mashed potatoes that day, and that was pretty much it. And then probably eggs for dinner. My blood sugar was basically high all day and all night. Worst day yet for diabetes was day 4 post-op for sure. Day 5 post-op was actually the worst day yet. I was in bed literally all day, could barely eat, could barely drink anything, like not even water, not even coconut water, not even tea, like everything was killing me, which they say can get better and then get worse because the scabs start to heal and fall off. It's awful, awful. So day 5 post-op was horrible. Day 6 post-op felt the same. Was in bed all day, literally could not do anything. Honestly, don't expect to do anything first week of surgery. Like, I was like, oh, I'll be okay, like, it's just my throat. No. It's awful. Like, it's so painful. So yeah, day 5 and 6 post-op was definitely the 2 worst days. I was in so much pain those 2 days, I literally was crying. And I have a very high pain tolerance. Like I said, I have type 1 diabetes, so like I deal with needles, I deal with pain. I deal with not feeling good. No, this was like another whole freaking level. Day 7 felt slightly better. Very slightly. Didn't cry, but otherwise still a lot of pain. Could barely eat again. I'm not even naming what I eat because it's pretty much the same: eggs, mashed potatoes, tea, coconut water, Pedialyte. Like, that's literally all. That's it. That's it. Actually, yeah. Day 8 post-op was a light at the end of the tunnel. I finally started to feel better. I could finally eat all my eggs in the morning. Actually, I could finally eat eggs in the morning instead of a smoothie. I could finally eat all of my dinner. I had some gnocchi pasta for lunch, which, like, not a lot, but I still had some. Finally, all my eggs for dinner. We made butternut squash soup that we had. Like, it was such a better day. I was so worried I'd wake up the next day again and be in pain. I didn't, thank goodness. I felt better. Pain meds on day 5, 6, 7, and 8 for sure. Day 9 though, I felt better. Still some pain, still soft solid foods. Able to walk 20 minutes on the treadmill, eat more than I had been. No pain meds at all, thank goodness, like not even Advil. Same with today. Today, no Advil, nothing like that. Today I felt so much better too. I was able to eat soup and toast in the soup and eggs and a hash brown for breakfast. Like, definitely better, so hopefully it just keeps getting better. Things that surprised me: my uvula being giant. Like, I don't want to show you guys because it's gross, but it was huge. Like, it was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. If you're interested, just look up a swollen uvula. Healing's different for everybody. Don't believe what actually anyone says to you, because I had people saying, you're going to be sore and a little bit of pain. You're going to feel fine after a week. You're going to feel fine after 5 days. You're going to feel like it's going to suck for 14 days. Like, healing's different for everybody, so just don't listen to what anybody says. I couldn't and still can't really yawn. Didn't cough or sneeze for the first like week, and then I did sneeze and it was the worst feeling ever. Can't yawn. Like, my muscles, like my body wants to yawn, but then it just doesn't, which was weird. Weird feeling, because you're like, and then it just stops and you're like, oh, that didn't help me feel relieved. If you get grossed out easily, don't look in your throat. I was surprised with how little I could actually eat. honestly, because yogurt, like Greek yogurt alone was too thick, not the drinkable ones, but the regular ones, too thick to eat. Sweet potatoes were too thick to eat. Like, chewing hurt, so that made a lot of things difficult. So yeah, literally smoothies, thin smoothies, nothing acidic at all, nothing with seeds. I literally had banana, peanut butter, yogurt, protein powder smoothies. My diet of the last week and a half consisted of thin smoothies, pudding, drinkable yogurts, some applesauce, a lot of eggs, coconut water, tea, Pedialyte. That was pretty much it. And then once I started feeling a little bit better, I had some butternut squash soup and some lentil soup. Oh, and bone broth was also. And some rice, but like, and mashed potatoes. But like like it wasn't a lot. Like most of the days it was a smoothie and eggs if I could finish the eggs. If I could finish either, actually. So that surprised me. I didn't think I'd be not able to eat like anything. Sometimes I felt like I was just sick or like had strep. Like the first like days like 2 and 3 before it got bad. And I just had to give myself grace. My tips and tricks for recovery. Trust me, you're gonna want to remember these. First, don't look up the surgery before getting it. They say that makes surgery and your anxiety 10 times worse. If you want to look it up, be my guest after. Don't do it first. One of the biggest things in the morning, because I was most pain in the morning, I brushed my teeth before drinking or eating anything, which I know you do anyway, but like brushing my teeth before even drinking water helped hydrate my mouth and my throat and made it a little bit easier in the morning and a little bit less pain. But like brushing hurt because like opening the jaw was sore, but like it helped my throat so much. It made swallowing a little bit easier those days. Humidifier, like I said, 24/7 was a freaking lifesaver. Get a humidifier, like a good one. Like mine is gigantic. I'll show you a video. I needed it all night. You want to make sure it lasts 8 hours of sleeping. Also, I've been sleeping a lot, like 10 hours, which my body's healing, so it makes sense. So also don't be surprised if you're sleeping more than you usually do. If it's winter time, lower the heat in your house so it's not as dry. At night especially. That plus the humidifier, you'll feel better than you think. Pudding for medication. I don't know why they decide to give you pills for your medicine when you've just got your tonsils taken out. Make it make sense, but to make the pill swallowing easier, pudding and applesauce were a lifesaver. Just spoonful of either, stick in the middle, swallow. Sometimes I felt it, most of the time I didn't. Scrambled eggs, thin ice cold smoothies, and popsicles were a godsend. Oh, and Pedialyte. For coating the throat, scrambled eggs, thin cold smoothies, pudding, applesauce, Pedialyte, coconut water. Best things I could have gotten for surgery. Day 7, I bought these. Ask your doctor about it, because I didn't, but I was fine because it was day 7 or whatever. Chloroseptic sore throat lozenges. These were incredible. They just, I don't think I would have survived those 2 days without them. I definitely needed them. Make sure you have extra pillows for sleeping for the swelling, because laying down, I had to be like, I had to literally lay. I had to lay like this instead of like all the way down, because the swelling in your throat, it just like, when you lay down, it just makes it feel like you can't breathe, and it's awful, and it'll keep you awake. And then I bought this throat soothing tea with honey and almond milk, and you can't drink it hot because it'll burn, but lukewarm. Oh my god, it was so helpful. Yeah, guys, I think that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions or comments or want to share your experience, please don't hesitate. Drop it all down in the comments below. We'll have a conversation about it. I try to respond to all comments if I can. If you are getting tonsillectomy, good luck. I'm here for you. You can do it. It's gonna suck, but you can do it. It'll be worth it after, I promise. And here's to recovering if you are. And yeah, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. See you next time. Bye.